Mondo on the beat, what's poppin'? I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Yeah, you know my name, you know it whole way like a ton. It ain't on my face, I'm really heavy where I'm from. When you
All right, we got Mondo off the porch with us today.
Mondo on the beat, what's poppin'?
How you feeling today, bro?
I'm blessed, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, glad you came by, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
For sure, man. What you been up to during the quarantine, bro?
Stacking and working. Stacking and working. So ain't nothing else to do. It wasn't even nothing to spend no money on, so stacking and working, man. For real, staying out the way.
Yeah. And being a producer, I know every rapper's rapping right now. They ain't got time to do anything else, I'm sure.
But honestly though, like for the producer, like the workflow ain't changed. Like rappers are rappers regardless during the quarantine or not. So they gonna work regardless. They gonna rap all day anyway. So we was still in our bag, all the rappers and producers, the real ones, we was in our bag regardless.
Okay. Nah, that's what's up, man. All right, so let's take it back, man. What was it like growing up on the east side of Atlanta?
I'm glad you said east side of Atlanta too, because I'm not, I'm a real east side baby. I want to break this down too. Like a lot of people don't know the difference between like zone 6 and the east side. I'm a real east side baby. That's why I say I'm from the east side, because I stayed all over the east. I done stayed in zone 6, you know, off Second Ave, flat shows. I done stayed in Decatur pretty much like my whole life, and Stone Mountain. So like, even in Kanye, so we can go all the way east.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you way east.
So like, I'm a real east side baby for real. So it wasn't too much different from anybody else, like from, I wouldn't say the hood. It's not the hood. I'm not from the hood, but I'm from a hood area. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit, it's the same shit. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like so normal to me. Like, it's the same shit, bro. Like,
yeah. Has the east side changed much since when you were younger?
Oh, hell yeah. The east side is way different now. The east side not the same. The east is like, I don't know. I hate to say it, but it's more ran down than what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? But it's still like, the motion on the east side is still going on. It's the same shit. Like, ain't nothing changed. I still love the east though. That's all I know is the east. My whole family roots come from the east. Like, my grandparents stayed on 2nd Avenue with flat shows on East Drive for like 50, 60 years. So it's like,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how old were you when you first jumped off the porch?
I would say 13, 14. But that was when that was my big brother. I got one older brother, like 7, 8 years older than me. Okay. So when he got kicked out the house or whatever, I was probably like in like 8th, going to 9th grade. So that's when I say I hopped out the porch. I had to do everything on my own. Then I got in fist fights before, but now I'm like, it's a little different now. I'm by myself. I had, you know, like, I'm just by myself. That's when I started doing everything consistently, like, you know, had like fucking and shit like that. Like, so yeah, like 13, 14. And that's when I learned how to like make music too, so.
Okay. What's been one of the biggest life lessons you learned on the east side?
And that's a good question. Biggest life lesson I learned on the east side, you can be a star. Like, we breed real stars. Like, I think everybody on the east really believe in themselves differently. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I don't even care what you're doing, but it's like that east side mentality different. I don't give a damn if it's basketball, football. I have friends that's in the NFL. I have friends that went to, you know, like play overseas basketball. So like the east side, man, I learned that you really can do what the hell like you put your mind to, for real. Coming from the east, like you can make it out the east and be popular, be cool, and be successful, and like then you can do that shit in the world for sure.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. So you first started making beats when you were 12?
Like 12, 13.
Yeah.
Yep. I started making beats to originally like have something to rap on.
Okay, so you were rapping first.
Oh yeah, every kid wanted to rap and shit like that. All me and my partners was rapping and shit. I actually learned how to make beats on Columbia Drive at Columbia Crossing, in the neighborhood Columbia Crossing. That's where I was staying with my cousin at the time, back and forth with my cousin. And I learned how to make beats over there because his homeboy knew how to make beats, and I used to bug the shit out that nigga every day. Like, come teach me this, come teach me that, and he'll just come fuck with me. He'll come teach me how to make beats or whatever. So I would spend hours all day as a 12, 13-year-old kid, hours all day making beats and recording in my cousin's house.
Fruity Loops?
Fruity Loop.
Yeah.
For sure. I might get that shit tatted somewhere where y'all can see it. Like, that shit changed the nigga life, man.
Who were some of your musical influences?
It changed over time, but like, I'm a 90s baby, so I can't even sit here and tell you Pac and Biggie was influential to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely, like, I'm a student of the game and I know how the culture became what it is. But me, bro, like, Bank was one of my biggest influences. Bankroll Fresh.
Okay.
You know? Just like, I ain't gonna lie, that's probably like one of my biggest ones simply because of my relationship with him at the time and like, you know, things that we've accomplished. So like, yeah, they're definitely like, for sure. And I really love the Atlanta culture as far as like, you know, Future, anybody that came out of the East.
Yeah.
Really, you know what I mean? Like, I love all the Atlanta artists. I think like Trouble, Pee Wee Longway, and these folks are like my top 3 in Atlanta, you know what I mean? So I like Atlanta music. I like everything that's going on around here. Lil Baby got this shit. I like the work he doing, you know what I'm saying? So all my influences grow over time because, you know, like everything changed over time and shit. The sound changed, everything.
Yeah. So how long were you rapping before you started making beats?
I mean, I would say I wasn't rapping until I actually started getting on the program and started making the beats. So 12, 13.
Okay.
But I was rapping around the neighborhood, freestyling and doing stuff, beating on the desk. I was always the kid. Like when I look back, I was always the kid beating on the desk with the pencils and pens while niggas was rapping. That was me. So that shit, I didn't really start recording it on wax until about 12, 13. But
okay.
And I was doing that shit by myself.
Still, that's pretty young to be recording at 12, 13.
I didn't even know I didn't know like how big that was until I look back.
Yeah. After high school, you went to college, right?
Yeah, I went to college. I went to Fort Valley.
What were you studying there?
Nigga wasn't going to school, man. It was like, I was majoring in business. But really, bro, I went to college to get out the house. I went to college to get out the house. And college was like a war zone for me and my folks. It wasn't like school. I ain't trying to glorify that shit or nothing like that, but anybody that went to school with us back then, they know like we wasn't. You feel me? I don't even know how to explain it. Like, but yeah, I was in school for the total wrong reason. I got locked up for the first time, going out there just doing dumb shit. Got kicked out of school. So I had to come back home with mom doing something. So that was a life-changing experience for me. But I was out there just fucking up though, for real.
When you got back to Atlanta, did you focus right on music right away?
Instantly.
Okay.
Instantly. It was like, so I got arrested and I got kicked out of school. And I went home and all my partners still at school and shit like Money Moo and my cousin Lingo, all my folks that I grew up with and I'm with every day, they still at school. So like in college, everybody go to Panama for spring break and shit. And I was just like, I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't feel like I deserved to be going to no Panama doing none of that shit. So I instantly, bro, like I just told them I'm staying home. I ain't gonna go. I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing. And I ended up going to the studio with Sonny Digital. The girl I was dating at that time, his cousins was Sonny. So we was kids. Her mom was like, you make beats. Like, well, I'm gonna hook you up with my nephew. And I ain't think it was gonna happen like it did, but Sonny, man, he took me to he nigga picked me up, took me with him all day, him and Q back then.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a life-changing experience for me. Like, I had never been to the studio at that time, like a real studio. They took me to Gorilla Zoe studio at his crib. And I was just soaking up game. I was just watching that shit. I swear I called my partners like, yeah, I know what I want to do for the rest of my life. Straight up. Like, I'm giving up everything to, like, I see how this nigga just live, bro. Like, the nigga picked me up. He didn't have a care in the world. Then when he dropped me, I went straight to the booty club. I was like, oh, yeah. I can fuck with that.
So what's your creative process like these days?
Just go in. Don't overthink. Music is about emotion. Music is about like right in the now. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling right now. So I don't really try to overthink and try to be too perfect. Like when I find myself doing that shit, and I try to take a step back, do something else real quick, but it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be expressive. So I just go.
Yeah.
I mean, a little cup. If not, you know, sometimes, but I keep me some weed. I just create, bro. Like that's like the best thing I could do for myself. That's me at home. That's me in my best space. You know what I mean? Like when I'm creating, for sure.
How would you define your sound?
How would I define my sound? I'm Mondo. I can do everything. I don't put no ceiling on my head. Like I can make something right now that if I don't put my tag on it, you wouldn't even fucking know I made it. So I don't define my sound. I let people say what they say. Like I don't. Like I know I'm it though. I'm it.
Yeah.
My sound is it. That's what my sound is.
What's your thoughts on producers using loops these days?
Use them. Let me tell y'all something. You asking that shit. Let me tell you something. Producers, don't get caught up in that, oh, you use loops, you ain't don't get caught up in that shit, because all you doing is trying to please other producers. All you trying to do is look good to other producers. That's all that is. That's all that is. You think the artists give a fuck? I hang around artists all the time. They don't. They don't give a fuck, bro. As long as it don't interfere with the record getting cleared, as long as none of that shit going on, they don't care, man. Cook up. And two, might be times where you don't feel like creating or whatever. I don't give a damn. Like, do it, man. Make the music. It's all about making the music. Don't get caught up in that, producers. I'm telling you, don't get caught up in that. I still get in the bowl and whip up. You know, I do both. It don't matter, but I never let another producer tell me who I am because I'm using loop. Like, that shit corny, man. We not here to put on no show for nobody. Like, here to make music. So use them damn loops if you want to. I'm telling you that. Get your money.
Yeah. How'd you get your tag? What's pop?
My boy strapped the fool. Shout out to my brother. I came in the game, like Travis Porter was probably like the first people to put me in that position, like in the box, like bring me to the studio around everybody, like consistently. I'm talking about let me pull up to their crib, all that shit. So I built a relationship with them first. And I think I got it on camera too. Like Strap was just doing a song and he went on the beat, what's popping. And I just kept it from then. Like I done had a lot of tags since then. People done did me a lot of drops, but I just always kept that. Like just because them boys mean so much to me in my career.
Yeah.
So shout out to them.
Was Travis Porter, was that your first big placement you had?
It wasn't a Travis Porter record, meaning all three of them. It was a Black Bolt record.
Okay.
Cause they was doing it was all dropping their solo projects at that time before they dropped another Travis Porter project. So I think the first day I met Quez, Black Bolt, he was like, shit, you got some beats? I'm like, yeah. I played the first beat for him. He rapped on it. He was like, shit, I'm putting it on my shit. That was my first placement. So ever since then, I just gave it my all with them boys. I built a relationship with Street Exec, a great relationship with Street Exec. Shout out to them too. I built a relationship with Street Exec through them, and it just, blossomed ever since. So yeah, that was like my first placement.
Okay. Do you prefer the cook up with the artist present?
Depending on the artist. Some artists real, like, they don't know how to just let you rock and let you, you know what I mean, do your thing. So that can kind of fuck up the creative process, but I don't really mind though. Like, I like pulling up with beats already made. It helps it, like move quicker. But at the same time, man, we gotta get in the box and we gotta cook. I love that too. Like, that's raw. It's from 0 to 100. I love that. We can go 0 to 100 in this motherfucker, start from nothing and create something. And I take pride in doing that. So it don't really matter to me.
And if you're in the studio with an artist and they're recording over one of your beats, are you very hands-on or you just kind of let them rock?
Both.
Okay.
Because I am a producer, so it's like I always give constructive criticism, but I have, you got to know the personnel. You got to know your personnel. It's just like if you playing sports, you got to know how to deal with certain people. So I just play it how I play it. You know what I mean? I don't never step on nobody's toes. I got great studio etiquette. I don't bother nobody, but I'm definitely going to try to do my best on this record though. So if that's me saying, hey, you should say this, we'll do it. Or, hey, put this here. I'll do that in a heartbeat. or nah, I think you should say that part over here. I do that because that's my job and that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
And people trust me to do that. So.
Yeah. And being that you're a rapper yourself, do you find that kind of gives you an advantage as a producer?
For sure. I think all producers have the advantage because they all have done both at some point in time. And if they haven't, it's just because they don't have it in them to do it. They're just not good. But they all wanted to and they all tried. And some of us, like, it's just in us, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just in us to do that. It's just music. I don't look at music how everybody look at it, like, damn, how you do that? Or I just dropped a song, like my first song that I actually dropped, featuring my Money Move, Heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I just dropped that song, but it's like, I have 100, 200 fucking songs I never dropped. People looking at me like, asking me now in 2020, oh, you rapping now? Like, bro, like, I'm damn near 10 years in, but, you know, I get it. But it definitely give you an advantage, though. Like, I'm looking at both sides of the field at all times. So it's like me playing cornerback and wide receiver at the same time. Like, I know all the small things that just make everything, you know, details make everything greater. So, yeah, make the advantage.
Yeah. Do you engineer as well?
Yep, but I don't tell these niggas I engineer.
No, why not?
You be stuck doing that shit all day for a couple $100. I didn't come in the game doing that. I learned how to engineer working with myself and working with my artists. You know, the artists that I deal with every day. But man, I'm not finna go to your studio and engineer you all day, man. When I could be making beats all day, or recording my damn self, or Money Move, or somebody at home and build, you know, my label up, my brand, the thing that we started from. Like, I'm not finna be doing that for a couple $100 all day. I ain't doing it.
Why do you think engineers are so undervalued like that?
I think engineers are undervalued by some and by the masses, but if you know, you know. And I know people who really take care of their engineer. Like, they don't go nowhere without their motherfucking engineer because they know how valuable the person, that engineer is. Damn, the most valuable person in the room. So it's like, I just think people just don't know how valuable the engineer and the producer really is. Mm-hmm. But once they know, and once you get to that level, like once you start actually making music to that, on that level where the label is putting you with these different engineers and or whatever, and you're like, no, I kind of want my man's back. Like, you know, not because that sound I created is with my man. So it's like, yeah, you'll figure it out. But engineers are definitely like some of the most important people in the damn studio. So if they are undervalued, it's not by me and the people that I see, because we work at an all-time high rate, and we need this motherfucker for sure. Like, we need them.
Mm-hmm. Real shit right there, man. All right, so talk to us about your relationship with Bankroll Fresh.
Bank was, he wasn't just my partner. He was everybody. Like, you know, he was just that type of nigga. Like, my relationship grew with him because he was so genuine and he liked my beats. I could name 5 other producers right now who has that same story, because Bank was that genuine. He'll really call you and check up on you. Bank was the first artist in my entire life who said, hey, Mondo, you got your BMI right? You got your, because he knew what we was about to do. He was the first artist to make sure that I was, so like, he was just on some big brother type vibes. If he was around you, he was like a brother to you. That's just for real. I'm not saying my relationship with him, like we was all buddy every day, but I'm telling you, like, when I see Bank, he treat me like his little brother, for sure. Like, and that shit's crazy. I would talk to Bank all the time. Like, I love making music with Bank. Like, he couldn't wait for me to send a pack, or we always talk shit. He'll come in, oh, niggas ain't smoking on nothing. Like, he always just leveled the playing field, made everybody feel, you know, welcome in at home, like on some brotherly shit. That nigga was different. He was different, for real. For real.
What was it like working in the studio and creating with him?
It was perfect. I got a video on my phone. I said this in 2014. I said, besides Money Move, my two favorite artists I like working with at that time was Strap the Fool and Bank, because these niggas don't stop. I'm a producer that's trying to come up at the time. They making me feel like I'm better than Dr. Dre. Everything I play, they love it. Bank just he can't wait to rap on it. I'm talking about, like, I tell him I ain't like this beat like that. He'll play it. And he loving it. He said, these niggas making me feel like I'm the man. So like it was a great feeling being in the studio with Bank. Like every song, he just gave it his all. Like it was just his energy. He wasn't trying to do nothing extra. Like I saw that with my own eyes, day in and day out. I was at Street Music every day. I was one of the only producers that wasn't signed there that was doing 10 hours a day at that motherfucker. A day. So the day Bank died was the only day that week I didn't do 10 hours that day. That's what tripped me out. It was a Friday night. I just went out with my buddies because I've been working so hard this week. It's the only reason I ain't pull up. But like, I saw that with my own eyes, man. That man was a robot. He just keep going and going. So that was a cool vibe to be in the studio with Bank. For sure.
So what was your reaction when you heard he got shot and killed?
That shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even really explain it. Like, that shit was just fucked up. Just playing in my head. Like I told you, that night I was going out and shit. So all I was thinking, I was just thinking about it a lot, bro. That shit just, I don't even know how to put it in words for real. Like that shit really fucked me up. I never really got over that shit because it hit close to home. I was there every day. You know what I'm saying? I was with these people every day. So, and I know for sure, shit, if my partner just didn't pick up the phone, I would have been there. I was literally on the way to the studio. And these niggas called. I mean, they picked up the phone. They all dressed, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you sync y'all, we pull up. They got bottles. So I just pulled up on my friend. That's it. Like, the man didn't pick up the phone, I would have been there. And I know what type of person I am. And I just know, like, that shit just hit home with me. You know what I mean? So that shit was, I can't even really explain my reaction, bro. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
What was Fresh's potential in the rap game?
Oh, he was out of here. All he had was like, bro, I think like, a week or two before he died, he was out in LA with Wayne, and I think he did a song with who that was? With Timberland. Like, he was going crazy. He was out of here. He was on his way out of here. We was watching it unfold. He was like, this is Atlanta's next big thing. This is for real. Everybody know that. Yeah. Easy.
What's his legacy here in Atlanta?
It'll never die. That's why I never say R.I.P. Bank. It's always long-lived Bank. He'll never die. He's a legend. He's an Atlanta legend. Straight like that.
Do you have a personal favorite song you two worked on?
Take Over Your Trap, of course, because that make me a legend in my eyes. How many producers you know have instead of a music video, the niggas say, let's make a whole movie to the single. Let's just make a movie to it. Let's get 2 Chainz, get him to act and shit. Like, I feel like I'm a legend for that. And I got something with my boy that nobody got. I'm still making money with him to this day. So that's a blessing for me. Like, I ain't saying that to boast and like I really take pride in that for real. That's big for me. You know what I mean? Like, I really have respect for that man, and everything he's done, I've seen it. So, for sure.
Was that the first time you worked with 2 Chainz? Was on that song?
Nah. My relationship with Street Music go a long way. So it was like, I used to pull up 2 Chainz, his studio all the time, and the whole street would be there. You know, like, everybody would be there. And I always did work with Skooly. I always was locked down with Skooly. So I always had songs that I did with Chainz, but he just never, at that time, he record he'll do 5 songs, 7 songs in a day. He'll do it. To this day, he'll still do it. So at that time, I just didn't have one of them ones that he felt that great about. You know, that's all that was. But I had been recording with him, Dolph, all them since 2013, 2014.
Okay. Yeah.
I think my second placement Dolph was on it. Like, it was a Travis Porter song featuring Dolph, Hood Love Forever.
Okay, yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
So, yeah, like, that's a long time ago. I had songs with them niggas back for years, and I was just building my relationship since then.
Yeah. What's it like working with 2 Chainz?
Now it's easy because I have a great relationship with him. But I tell you, like, He a tough cookie. That nigga different, man. He different. But shout out to Big Bro though. Like, he's really like Big Bro. Like, man, he done did some solid shit for me, for real. So today working with him is a breeze, but back in the day, man, you had to be just one of them. You just had to have it in you to be in the room with the nigga, because he has no need for you here. He has no need for you. Like, we can work together, but I don't need you. So anytime I feel like you stepping on my toes, or it's over with for you, like, it's over. I'm talking about the smallest thing. Is he different, bro. He's really different. And he's very smart. He's extremely smart. So if you can't keep up with, if he don't already know you, and you done played 5 beats and he don't like one yet, you kind of wasting his time. So it'll be hard for the next time he see you or whatever. So like, me building my relationship with him took years, because I was just a fly on the wall for so many years and just kept it cool. Just, you know what I mean? Just keeping it cool. Like, we do a little song here. I don't force nothing on him. But yeah, like, he's different. You ever heard an artist say this? Like, look, you got beats, right? I'm like, hell yeah. He like, all right, don't play them. Just pull them up, and I'm finna go. And like, the first time he hear the beat that he wants to record on, he's actually rapping. So like, if you don't got that heat right now, he pissed. He's like, all right, man, like, not only is we finna switch the beat, we finna switch the whole producer. If I hear, you know what I'm saying? So it'll get like that. So he'll make you get on your shit. For real.
Talk to us about Dead Man Walking.
Dead Man Walking. And Buddah told me I'm the first producer in his life that brought him a feature. I'm not a feature, but brought him a placement. So I take pride in that. I was like, shout out to my big brother Buddah. But me and him making the beat, that shit was just on some regular. Buddha's my man's from way back. He's an Eastside baby too. We went to Stevenson High School, Stevenson Middle School. I used to eat lunch with Buddah in 9th grade. So I go back with Buddah. So me and him making beats ain't shit. We at the crib, Skooly making beats. Normal day. And we made that. Matter of fact, the man he wasn't even really feeling the loop like that or whatever that he made. And I'm like, oh nah, we can do something with this. And then we started building on it. And we liked it. And we just sent it to Tar. We just sent it to 2 Chainz like we always do, And matter of fact, I think I sent it to him, and they just told me like a couple weeks later that what was going on. You know what I'm saying? That the song happened. And that was big for me. Like, Pluto and Tyler ain't been on the song together since I was a kid. So that was big for the culture for me, just to, see them, and to be at the video, seeing them niggas kicking it like that. That was big for me, and to be a part of that, I'm really blessed to be a part of that. So shout out to everybody that has something to do with that.
Yeah. So when you're collabing with Buddah, what's the chemistry like, and what's the process like? Buddha's like the cousin house I go to, and we just always having fun. You ever had that cousin, you just go to his house and y'all just kicking, but y'all still do y'all thing or whatever. But it's like, that's how it is. It's not like I'm going to Buddah house to collab, or we going to the studio to collab. It's like, I'm just going to kick it with my buddy, and we just so happen to make some hard ass beats. That's how the chemistry is. And cooking up ain't nothing. Like, we get in that bowl and we go crazy. He's already a genius. I'm already going, like, I'm a genius too when it comes to this shit. We already robots, so we'll spit them beats out like it's nothing. But, it really don't even be nothing to it. We be sitting there kicking it just like we talking right now. We'll be doing the same shit, but we'd have made 5 beats. But it ain't just me though. Everybody around Buddah that he cook up with like that, they like that too. Like, Buddah brings that out of you. He's definitely he's special. Special. So what's it like working with Skooly?
It been a transition. It was a transition. Skooly started off real standoffish. Just not to me, but that's just how he was. You went in his inner circle, he ain't have no reason to really be all in your face talking to you. Damn show not finna FaceTime, text you, all that kind of shit. So I had to make an impression on Skooly early, just with the music. And we built a great relationship in the studio, and just a great relationship period, just because we like the music we was making.
So now it ain't nothing to cook up with school. Like we love to cook up. That ain't nothing. I already know what to pull out the hat for him. Like, and we go crazy. He's very talented too, so we can get in pocket quick.
All right, Heavy. So why did you decide to drop Heavy out of all these 200 songs you've made over the last 10 years?
Good question. That's a good question. Okay, so I just be in my own head. I be trying to put these little things together. Like, I could have dropped any song or whatever, but I really, like I said, Buddah from the Eastside, that's my man's. Money Moo is the quarterback of my team. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to still pay, still straight. Shout out to my family too. He the quarterback. Like, everybody loves his music. You know what I mean? Like, his shit going crazy. You can't go to the club and not hear Money Moo. So I wanted to be like, you know what? I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna make it seem like Moo, like nudge me to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna attach it with Moo because everybody's comfortable with Moo. And to Buddah, this is an Eastside reunion for me. That's all I'm looking at. These are my two buddies. This is my family. So I want to involve them in my first, before I just start flooding y'all with just me. You know what I mean? I make my own beats and make my own music. I'm gonna flood y'all. So we got time for that. But I definitely wanted to just come out and really like show some appreciation to my family. Like, Buddah, one of the hardest producers in the game. And Moo is one of the hardest in the game too. So definitely want to lock in and just do that and make it bigger than myself.
What was it like getting in front of the camera and shooting the video?
I do this shit, man. Like, I ain't new to this shit. Nah, for real though, like, shit like that don't mean nothing for me, man. My mama been putting me in the blender since I was a kid. I always been speaking at events and leading prayers and doing all that shit, like, since I was in kindergarten, bro. Like, that shit ain't nothing to me. So, like I say, bro, it's just like talking to you right now. For real, it's the same shit.
Yeah, when I interviewed Sonny Digital, he talked about the stigma that comes with a producer going into rapping compared to a rapper who starts producing.
For sure.
What's your thoughts on that?
He wasn't lying, but I watched how Sonny did it. Like I told you, he took me to the studio for the first time. He is a part of changing my whole mindset on how I was going to attack everything in my life. Like, this is fact. So I saw him and Q drop their mixtape back in the day. I love that shit. I was riding. You just got to not give a fuck. Like Kanye, you just got to not care, bro, because it is a stigma. And they is going to try to put that ceiling on your head. They've been doing that to me for years. That's the whole reason I'm doing this now. Like, you can't put a ceiling on I've been writing songs forever. Whether you know it or not, like whether you know I co-wrote this or co-produced this, I've been doing that. So now this is our way of putting it out there for y'all just to really see. But I mean, it is a stigma. That shit is ugly, but you just can't give a fuck what people talking about. Because they definitely gonna put that ceiling on your head for sure.
So can we expect a project of you rapping, or are you gonna focus on singles?
Nah, for sure. When it's time though. I just, like right now, ain't nobody really studying a project for me. Maybe like my core people that know me and, that's been waiting on me to do this for a long time, but you gotta do it right. So I want to just continue to show people that I'm consistent and that I'm really him for real, not just like a nigga who just made a cool little song or whatever like that. Like, I really take pride in being a mastermind at this shit that I do. This is what I do. Like, this is what separates me from everybody else because I'm a genius at this. So I'm just getting folks used to that.
All right. Can you reveal any artists you've been working with lately?
I work with everybody. Y'all just stay tuned. I just love being a nigga that don't nobody know what my right hand don't know what my left hand doing, man. So just stay tuned. We'll see.
What's your thoughts on rappers holding on to songs?
I've been dealing with it for years. But I get it though. I just told you I got 100 songs too. Like, I get it though. Money Moo do that shit to me all the time. I got a whole playlist that's like, bro, we've been in the studio 3 months straight. We got 60 of these motherfuckers, and you talking about 10, and I only like 7 of them. Like, that's the story of producers. Like that's the story of our life for real. It happens, but keep cooking. Don't even worry about it. Keep cooking. The more you got, the better. So just keep cooking. Don't even worry about it. We do this shit like it ain't nothing. So I definitely want y'all niggas to drop these songs, though. I mean, nigga do want to get some more paper with y'all boys. Like, we can drop this shit. Like, but I get it, though. I get it.
All right, Mondo, any shout outs before we get you out of here?
Shout out to my family. Still paid, still straight. The Believers. Shout out Money Move. Shout out DGB. You feel me? It's a long time coming. Been a fan for a minute. So, yeah. And shout out to everybody that's rocking with me, too. Everybody that support what I got going on. I don't cry about who don't support, but I fuck with everybody who do support me and who do tune in to what I got going on. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know my name, you know it whole way like a ton.